thousands of years ago, they were Apollo, Zeus, Ares. Now they are Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and the other heroes and villains of DC and Marvel Comics. Join us every week as we discuss the legendary stories, characters, concepts, and other parts of comics as we examine the modern pantheon of heroes. Let's get heroic. Welcome to Under Two Capes, the podcast for the comic book fan. Welcome to Under Two Capes, the show where we talk about comic books and Lad angers me with his hot takes. I'm Jared.
I'm Lad.
Just trying out the new intro. And by the way, I now have an awesome webcam, so you can see more of my stuff.
Yep, fully in frame.
So we are doing another DC episode. I know that we've been going heavy on DC, but the Snyder Cut comes out. It still feels weird to say that. And next week, we're going to be returning to Marvel, talking about the Ang Lee Hulk movie from 2004.
Ooh, it's gonna be
and we'll have a guest on, so it'll be a fun time. So this week, legitimately, I know we were supposed to have an episode out last night, but it didn't work out for our schedules. I was grading assignments because I'm a TA, and Lad was doing assignments. Lad was building an Iron Man suit.
Part of an Iron Man suit, technically.
Okay, but he was basically making the battery from Iron Man 1. But anyway, so I realized when I woke up today, I don't have an idea for an episode. So Lad and I were talking like 5 minutes before we started this. Like, here's an idea. We're going to do, since it's the Snyder Cut, the history of the Justice League, like the publication history and everything.
We'll cut out the part about 5 minutes beforehand figuring this out, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%. That's not going to show up in the final cut. Release
Sweet.
the Jared cut.
The Jared cut. Oh,
all right.
Boy.
So the league. So originally the idea started. Originally we had the JSA, which everyone knows that's like the that's the World War II style heroes. Like we have Dr. Fate, Atom
like
Smasher.
Golden Age.
Yeah, it's Golden Age, and we're gonna see the JSA in the Black Adam movie, which makes me super pumped.
Really, I didn't know that.
Hawkman, Hawkwoman, and all that. Martian Manhunter, Superman, and Batman. So in other words, they were the first team. So what happened was, so they had their adventures. So then World War II ends, and then the comic book. So it's a standard comic book like history knowledge that after World War II, the comic book like sales like kind of slumped a little bit because you had people coming home from World War II, and that they had to get jobs. They didn't have time to read comics. And two, let me put it this way. People weren't exactly believing the whole story about how the Flash got his powers by inhaling the fumes of hard water.
Hey, that's believable.
So basically what happens is that you have this guy named Julie Short. So they brought him in to like redo the line. And this is where you get the whole idea of Barry Allen being the Flash. And it's also where we're transitioning more away from magic and more towards science.
Mm-hmm.
You have Hal Jordan Green Lantern, but by Alan Scott Green Lantern started off in the JSA. In no way was he a Green Lantern Corps member or anything. It was just magic, and he had a lantern. So anyway, Julie Short said, okay, so here's an idea for a team. And so I want to do a superhero team, but I don't like the word society. Kids like leagues, like a baseball league, a football league. How about the Justice League?
Yeah.
And it
Nice.
sold gangbusters, bro. It exploded to the point where it was part of a part of the inception for the Fantastic Four, because Marvel was like, we got to get something. Oh, Stan Lee, you have an idea for a superhero team? Do it.
They were the first superhero Marvel family, right?
Yeah, the first superhero team for Marvel, I think. So, and this is what you have: Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern. Their first like main bad guy was Starro. He's going to be, I believe, at least a bad guy in the Suicide Squad movie that's coming out. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So you had so the league changed in terms of iterations. Batman at one point left the league and formed the Justice League United. I think it was called Justice League United, which was basically more of a UN sanctioned Justice League. You had Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, because that's loads of fun. You had, well, let me see. I'm pulling up a roster of the JLU real quick. I think it was called Justice League United. Hang on, I'm just pulling up because I have a picture. Because in one of my comic books, they have a fold-out picture that has like basically all of the leagues. I'll even hold it up to the camera. It's this.
Oh, nice.
So, oh yeah, so it's got Mr. Miracle, Dr. Light, Shazam, or Captain Marvel, as he was known back then, before Marvel came in and was Marvel. Blue Beetle, Booster Gold, and Black Canary and Martian Manhunter. And that's where you get the classic image of Batman punching Guy Gardner.
Oh, really?
That's where that's from, yeah. Because for guys you that don't know, Guy Gardner is the a-hole Green Lantern. That's pretty much who he is.
He's the annoying one, eh?
Not really annoying. It's just it's the guy where, so if he has to save you, he'll be like, well, why were you in danger in the first place? I'm like, dude, you're supposed to be saving me, dude.
Yeah, that's funny.
So, and what's interesting is that I'm going to, when we get to the Death of Superman, the lineup of the Justice League was like the worst lineup possible. It was Superman. You had Martian Manhunter in disguise as another hero. Ice,
really?
Booster Gold, Blue Beetle, and Maxima. Lad, do you know who Maxima is?
No.
Basically, so she's from the planet Almerac, and she's like a princess, kind of like Wonder Woman. And she came to Earth trying to find the strongest person to mate with. And who's the strongest person on Earth?
Batman.
Okay, that's debatable. I'll give you that one. By the way, speaking of Batman, I just want to say for right now, I have predicted the outcome of every single matchup movie that's come out. I predicted Batman would beat Superman and Batman v Superman. Captain America would ultimately beat Iron Man. And Kong would ultimately defeat Godzilla. Still counts.
Oh, yeah.
He was the last, and he destroyed a robot Godzilla that was destroying the real Godzilla. So I'm pretty sure Kong would win. So I should go to Vegas.
Yeah, you're all set.
Plus the fact Batman versus anyone, it's Batman.
It's Batman.
Because Batman had prep time. All right, so anyway, so then you get like all the crises. You get like not final. I keep confusing Infinite Crisis and Final Crisis. There's too many crises, DC.
Stop with the crisis.
They're always
Justice
having
League,
a midlife crisis. That's the next one. That's the next one.
There you go. Yeah.
That's the next one. Justice League midlife crisis.
Nice.
So anyway, so the lineup was like really, really weak, like really D-list weak characters except for Superman and Martian Manhunter. So Superman dies and they show it. What's kind of funny is that in the Tales of the Dark Multiverse, the Lois Lane one where Lois Lane becomes the Eradicator. So there's a scene where Superman dies in her arms. And then at that moment, after he dies, that's when Batman, Wonder Woman, and all the heavy hitters show up. And she's like, where the hell were you?
Man.
And everyone's like, yeah, it's a good question. Where were you? So anyway, then you get to Grant Morrison's run. And Grant Morrison was, by the way, I'm going through this quickly, and then we'll have more of a discussion about it later. But so Grant Morrison was like, so wait a second. By the way, the purpose of this team was to sell characters who couldn't sell books. That's what they would do. What they would do is, that's why you always had a member of the Trinity on any of these teams, because Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman sold. So like, put this character with Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, because people are going to buy it. And then if they like the character, they'll buy their individual stories.
Sounds good to me.
What happened is that Grant Morrison was like, why don't we have all of the A-listers on the Justice League? This makes no sense. So that's where you get Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Kyle Rayner, Green Lantern, because remember Hal Jordan was dead from being parallax.
Oh yeah,
Wally West, because as I had to remind Lad, Barry Allen's still dead,
it's true.
and Martian Manhunter and Aquaman. So
Hmm.
actually, kind of close to the Snyder Cut lineup.
Yeah, that's
The
true.
Flash. But anyway, so that's where we get the standard practice for like that's where we get the status quo forever. That's always some variation of those characters on the league. There'll be a Green Lantern, there'll be a Flash, there'll be Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. There'll be some heavy hitters. So anyway, so then we get Final Crisis. So actually, Final Crisis was actually the sequel to the sort of follow up to a storyline. It's a storyline where Batman creates the OMAC robots that are designed to track metahumans, but it goes full Skynet and then starts attacking metahumans. So, and this is also where we get the idea of Maxwell Lord becoming a bad guy, and he took control of Superman, started causing chaos. Wonder Woman had to kill Maxwell Lord.
Oh, right.
That's
Yeah, I
where we
remember
get
we talked
that.
about that.
Yeah, I was talking about that either yesterday or last week. But anyway, it was the idea that so, and this would fundamentally affect Wonder Woman for like a good portion of it because she had to step away from being the public face of Wonder Woman. Donna Troy took over. By the
Mhm.
way, I want a Donna Troy TV show or movie. I'm really sad they're not doing a Yara Flor series, like a TV series. I know they're doing a comic series, which I'm excited
Yeah.
for. Because from what I've seen of her comic, she's great.
Mhm.
That was the best thing to come out of Future State ever.
Yeah.
All right, but anyway, so so Diana Prince steps away from being Wonder Woman, and then this is when she kind of also adopts a secret identity. She becomes Diana Prince, agent of the Department of Metahuman Affairs. So no one knows they're working with Wonder Woman.
That's kind of funny that no one figures it out.
Yeah, and then when she twirls, that's how she turns into Wonder Woman. If you've seen the show or something like that, you know that's basically the idea.
Wonder
So,
Woman.
so anyway, this also leads to a rift between among the Trinity, to the point where they have this big argument on the fortress on the Watchtower wreckage because the Watchtower is destroyed. Where so Batman tells Superman the only time you inspired someone is when you were dead.
He's not wrong.
That's true. And Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman are like, wait a second, Batman, you created a surveillance network to kill us.
Hey, listen. Okay?
Yes, be prepared.
You gotta be prepared.
And then what's interesting is that Batman and Superman basically cut off Wonder Woman from being their friend after she killed Maxwell Lord to save Superman.
They unfriend her in the
I know
Justice
that
network.
That's the part of it that really makes no sense because you would think that they would trust her.
Yeah.
Because those three are like the closest friends of DC.
Right.
You would think that she would have a pretty good reason to. Plus, Wonder Woman's a warrior. Do you really think of the three of the Trinity, which one do you think is more inclined to end a life?
Right.
He carries a sword.
Yeah, I know.
So anyway,
are they that surprised?
At the end of Final Crisis, and we will definitely be in the near future be talking about Final Crisis because that's a fantastic storyline. Superboy Prime destroying everyone. But anyway, so at the end of it, throughout the Final Crisis, they were able to reforge their bond as friends, and they each go their separate ways temporarily because Clark Kent does not have his Superman powers. That's explained in Final Crisis. I will go into that. Batman decides to retrace his steps from when he left Gotham to become Batman. Except this time it's all an excuse to get the mainliners off the comic book field for right now because they were out for like a year. And then Wonder Woman just went and just did whatever she did. I'm not exactly sure what she did. So anyway, then you get to Justice League of America by Brad Meltzer, this book. So as it opens up, what's really cool is that the first book in this series is them going through the entire history of the Justice League from like the Golden Age, and you have the Golden Age Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman.
Nice.
Like, let me see. Here's what Wonder Woman. It even has the Wonder Woman when she was rebooted to be a fashion boutique person.
Wow.
It's basically going through and seeing how the league has evolved over the years, particularly the Trinity.
Yeah.
It shows when they first discovered the multiverse. And anyway, so they're coming back and they're going to reform the league.
Right.
So their whole, and then what happens is we actually get to see how members of the league are selected, and I'm going to go over that right now. So because I don't think I've actually ever talked about this on the podcast. So
No,
anyway,
I didn't know that was even a thing.
So what happens in this series is the Trinity sit down and they all pass around some pictures of people they know. They're like, okay, so what about this guy? What about this guy? What about this guy? But Batman is the one who wants Shazam on the team.
Yeah.
Because he figured the wisdom of Solomon. There's got to be an asset. So a couple of candidates stand out. Like you got Hawkman, you got Aquaman, you got Red Tornado, the android.
Yeah.
I'm skipping over the Red Tornado story because we'll do that when we get into this run. So so Hal Jordan's obviously going to end up on the team. They're like, okay, let's go. We'll take you. It's kind of funny. They come to a picture of Kara Zor-El, Supergirl, and then Batman and Superman are like, nope. And Wonder Woman's like, yes.
Why didn't they want her on the team?
She's not experienced yet.
I see.
Yeah, I remember Diana voted yes for her because remember, at this point, Supergirl lives on Themyscira, being trained to use her powers by Wonder Woman.
Oh, okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that was the period that happened for a while. And then, so you even, as the book goes on, you even get to hear, like, they're planning on why we need these people. Like, they're like, Wonder Woman's like, well, we need a speedster for tactical reasons. So they're like, let's just call Wally West and tell him he's on the team. Because remember, Barry Allen's dead. They come to Power Girl.
Might be.
Yeah, they come to Power Girl, and they're like, okay, yeah, well, we'll let her on the team.
They're part of you forgot the most important criteria that they also judge by is appearance, like how cool their outfit is, like style points, like this person has kind of a lame costume, I don't think he's really a good fit.
And everyone loves Power Girl's outfit.
Oh boy. Yeah, they're like in the male dominated
everyone knows
league. And they're like,
hey, Wonder Woman said yes too. So you know what? Wonder Woman said yes too.
Oh no.
They thought of Mr. Terrific, but Terrific is actually right now, I believe he's on the JSA right now. So he's on another team. They don't want to have overlap.
Yeah.
That's also why Power Girl ends up not being on the league because she's the chair as in leader of the JSA at this period.
Ooh, okay.
With the Atom, the Atom does not end up on the team. Vixen does. So for those of you that don't know who Vixen is, she has this totem that lets her channel like the properties of certain animals.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but
cool.
And all she has to do is speak which animal she wants. Like she could say eagle and just fly.
Right. But she
even works for dinosaurs. Even works for dinosaurs.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Which we'll see in the series. It gets really cool. So anyway, I'm skipping around, going to the Justice League. So what's kind of funny is Black Canary and Green Lantern go in and visit Oliver Queen, and Queen thinks they're asking him to be on the league. So he's like, all right, let's go. I'll pack my bags. And everyone's like, no, Ollie, we didn't come for you.
Huh?
They came for Roy Harper.
No, Red Arrow.
Yeah, he's on the team now. I guess it's a lot with the whole redemption arc. And they're like, okay.
I'm trying to remind myself that this is not Green Oliver from the CW. This is like actually like funny.
This is funny Green Arrow. Yeah, this is funny Green Arrow.
Right.
Not Batman, not Bat Arrow. By the way, I titled that episode the Batman who shoots arrows. Like the Batman who laughs. Yeah, that's what I was going for.
I remember that now. Yeah, you did fail an episode that.
Yeah, I'm like, what? He never said you have failed this city.
Yeah, he did. That's his I Am Iron Man thing.
You know, what's funny is that there were rumors for years that he was going to eventually get a goatee.
He should have.
I know. Give me that
Oh.
at least.
Oh well. Oh well.
I'm so desperate. I'll take that.
Boy.
So then they come to Red Tornado. They allow him on the team. And they start talking like, hey, so we need a tank. We need someone that could take a lot of damage. Red Tornado probably.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. There's this period in the story where Black Canary, Green Lantern, and Roy Harper are going to a location, and so they're on a platform hovering, and Green Arrow is playing target practice with Red Arrow. Green Lantern.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's so great. And then
That's
so a few other candidates that they consider for the league is Firestorm, but they figure no because he's too young and inexperienced.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's another difference between DC and Marvel. Marvel, every superhero has been an Avenger.
Yeah, that's true.
It takes away the special thing about being an Avenger. Where in this one, if you're on the Justice League, that means something.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm gonna grab some water. Water bottle.
No, man. Yeah, no, that's a fair point. I feel like a lot of people do end up on the Avengers.
Everyone has been on the Avengers.
Well, especially with the movie, they basically just classify everyone as an Avenger, even the Guardians and every random person and people with no powers also.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. If it's supposed to be the analog to the Justice League, it should be like this great honor. They let everyone on.
Listen, okay? It's because they're pulling in the like $2.8 billion or something in the box office. They got to label, they got to use that Avengers branding on everything, okay?
I know, but they even let on useless characters like Kamala Khan.
She's not on the league yet. Well, in the MCU.
No, but she is in the comics. She's an Avenger.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Anyway, so they also consider Green Arrow, but I guess they went with Red Arrow. They went for Nightwing, but Nightwing said no. Because Batman already asked him.
Yeah.
Imagine
we
that.
Want him anyway.
You say no to the league.
Yeah.
And by Black Canary is on the league. By the way, she's the leader of Black Canary.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Black Canary is the chairman / leader of the Justice League in this story arc.
Oh, cool.
What's interesting is that then Wonder Woman and Superman actually vote on if Batman gets to stay in the league. Each member of the Trinity, the Trinity vote for who on the Trinity gets in the league.
Kick Superman off the league.
Yeah, that'll work out well for you.
Yeah, what does Superman contribute?
Obviously, they vote. Yeah, I know. Superman really has to pull his weight.
Yeah, I know. He has like the underwear on the outside. He's really got to drop that habit.
Yeah, even Zack Snyder, when he was making the suit, he said, "I had a version of the suit with the underwear on the outside, but it looks stupid." That was the one thing when Bendis took over Superman, he brought that back, and everyone's like, "Why?" Because from the New 52 to Rebirth, no underwear.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden he picked up the bad habit again of putting his underwear on the outside.
They even comment about it in the comics. So like, oh, he's got his underwear back on the outside of his suit again. I'm like, bro, this isn't the time when that's cool.
Nice.
There's this great scene where Black Canary, Red Arrow, and Green Lantern are fighting Red Tornado clones. So they know that there's a weakness somewhere on the Red Tornado. So you know what Black Canary does? She grabs one of Roy Harper's arrows and just starts randomly stabbing one of these robots, like all over. It's like she's like, no. Okay, and then the weakness ends up being the Achilles heel.
That's kind of funny.
Humorous reasons there.
Right, yeah.
So let's see who else. Then you get Hawk Girl shows up. Yes, she is on the league. Which, why wouldn't you put a Hawk on the league?
Yeah.
Because she is so cool. So they end up battling Amazo, and I'll give you a preview of this story. So remember I told you Vexen can like channel animals?
Yeah.
Well, she does. She's flying into the battle. So she goes, okay, eagle. And because the eagle is like the fastest animal ever, going straight down at like a 45-degree angle. It's going like 120 miles per hour. So she flies right into Amazo, except before she hits him, she says Triceratops. So Amazo is being hit by an object, though a person, the weight of a Triceratops traveling like over 200 miles per hour.
No.
He gets messed up.
Yeah, that sounds like that's gonna hurt.
All right. The final member of the team is Black Lightning, which actually in Young Justice, he becomes the new leader.
Oh, cool.
And then also, this is where Roy Harper Arsenal becomes Red Arrow.
Nice.
This is also established where they have the... So this also signals the return of the Hall of Justice.
Oh, nice. I love the classic.
And what's cool is they combine the Hall of Justice with the Watchtower. I'll explain.
Wait, what?
What they do is they have a teleporter network that takes them to and from the Hall of Justice and the Watchtower. Then in the Watchtower, there's a training room that they call the kitchen. And then Wonder Woman explains it. If you can't stand the heat, stay out of the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of funny is that it's a holographic room that can simulate environments. And so the writer of the story says something I know is a knock on the X-Men. That Black Lightning goes, "That's a dangerous room."
Oh.
I'm like, oh, I see what you did there.
The danger room, eh?
Yeah. But I think the reason why they put Red Arrow on the lead, it gives him a shot at redemption. Because remember, Roy Harper is Green Arrow's sidekick who became a drug addict.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That was that comic book cover during the time when I think that was during the time when the code was in effect.
Really?
Yeah, but they're like, screw it, just put it on there. Okay, so that's the return of the Hall of Justice, and then they have this great storyline that I'm skipping to, where it's basically each of the league members on monitor duty, and what that is that they just stand in front of a computer, sit in front of a computer all day, and basically alert everyone if anything goes down.
Sounds like a bad, boring desk job.
Exactly. It's like one of the league members is like, I joined the league for this. I can move mountains, and I'm sitting here.
You're doing computer work now.
So anyway, so what's kind of cool is each of the leagues has their own unique like storyline doing the monitor duty. Like Hawk Girl is doing Google searches on Roy Harper because she and him are a couple in this.
Oh, okay.
And in case you're wondering, well, what about Hawkman? He's with Power Girl.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Black Canary is playing their harmonica. And so Vixen apparently lost her animal powers. And instead, she just siphons power from the league.
Like each of their characteristics and stuff?
Yeah. And I'll explain what happens when we cover that story, because it's a really dope story. It even brings in the Legion of Superheroes. So anyway, that's that iteration of the league. Now, then we get to, I'm going to go ahead and skip to the new 52 era. This marks the first time Cyborg was ever on the league.
Yeah.
Besides that, it was the standard layout because, well, obviously you had Barry Allen now, because since this is after Final Crisis. Actually, he was actually brought back. He was actually brought back in Infinite Crisis because he pulls Superboy Prime into the Speed Force.
Yeah.
It's like they're trying to push him into the Speed Force. And they're like, okay, we can't do this. And then all of a sudden, out of the Speed Force comes Barry Allen, who puts him in a headlock and just pulls him in.
And everyone conveniently pretends not to see him or ignore the fact that he, is still alive and can be saved. And they're just like, I didn't see anything, and then he doesn't come back for a while.
Yeah, probably. So the League lineup is Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, obviously, Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, Flash, Barry Allen, Cyborg, and Aquaman. That's about the standard League lineup that we got. That was even the one in Justice League in the movie. Both the crap version and the regular version. So anyway, except for Green Lantern. So anyway, then after Throne of Atlantis, what happens is that during Throne of Atlantis, there was this, so the Atlanteans invade, and it's too much for the League to handle. So they like send out a distress call, like, hello, everyone who has powers, please show up in Gotham and help us out here.
Oh boy.
That's where you get the whole idea of Element Woman, Atomica, or the Atom at the time, Black Canary, I think it was Hawkman. And what's kind of funny is that Green Arrow keeps trying to join the League, but they keep saying no.
Why? Because he's a jerk, or just he's like not a team player, or they're just being mean?
All of them. All those answers.
All of them. Perfect.
And that's where Steve Trevor recruits him for the Justice League of America. What that is, so in the aftermath of the world finding out Superman and Wonder Woman are a couple, they start to decide if these heroes ever turn evil. For some reason, they equate this. If the superheroes ever turn evil, we need to have a team to counter them. So that's made up of Hawkman, Catwoman, Katana, Vibe, Martian Manhunter, Stargirl, and I'm trying to think of who. And Green Arrow. And it's led by Colonel Steve Trevor because he still hates Superman for obvious reasons.
I don't like him either.
Oh, we gonna have?
Oh no, not Superman. I don't like Steve Trevor. Is what I mean.
Yeah, I liked him in the Wonder Woman 1 movie, but the comics he's kind of annoying a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. I mean, he was good a little bit in the Wonder Woman Rebirth series. I'll go into that later. But in the new 52, he was kind of stalkery. So I was like,
Yeah.
Once again, I just want to clarify, we love Chris Pine as Steve Trevor.
Yeah, he's great.
He was one of the good parts of Wonder Woman 1984. Just him in the fanny pack. That was so great.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, you had this storyline called Trinity War. And I've already talked about that was the first comic I've ever owned of DC. And so just to establish context, because it's really important, Pandora is a character in DC, as in Pandora's box.
Oh, okay.
And the box is an actual object in DC. So what happens is she wants to open up the box because her idea is so if I open up the box, I can pull the sins back in and then I'll be redeemed. So she has to send it to someone who's pure of heart. So she sends it, except here's the thing. Whenever she gives it to someone, they go into a blind rage.
That seems bad.
So the reason why it's called Trinity War is twofold. Number one, it involves the Justice League, the Justice League of America, and Justice League Dark.
Oh, okay.
Wonder Woman recruits them because Superman is like, for some reason. Okay, so what happens is the League and the League of America show up, and they have a battle. And Dr. Light, who's also on the League of America, hits Wonder Woman with his light powers, and then Superman's heat vision triggers, and then he kills Dr. Light.
What?
But here's the thing: it wasn't Superman's fault.
Oh.
So what happens that it's turned out so. Superman keeps getting sicker. So everyone at first, Wonder Woman at first thinks it's exposure to the box because the box is magic, and we all know Superman is weak to magic. So later it's revealed that it's because Atomica, or the Atom, who is actually from the crime syndicate, shrunk down and put kryptonite in Superman's brain.
Oh.
Which is why he's dying. So and this is what you have. So there's this panel that kind of made me queasy when I first saw it. And it takes a lot to make me queasy. It doesn't really take a lot to get Lad queasy. But anyway, where So Grid activates, and that's the evil Cyborg, except it's a subroutine in Cyborg's body. So Grid reaches out with arms, grabs onto walls, and pulls itself off Cyborg.
Whoa.
Yeah, and Cyborg basically only has his chest and head,
Oh.
and he's missing an eye.
Yeah.
So anyway, Grid shows up, and then the box opens, but it wasn't necessarily, when it opens, it doesn't release the sins. It opens up a portal to Earth 3, and the Crime Syndicate show up.
Oh boy.
And for those that don't know, the Crime Syndicate are the Justice League from Earth 3 that are evil.
Mm-hmm.
You got Ultraman, Kal-El, Power Ring, whose ring is a sentient being and feeds off your fear, so kind of like a Yellow Lantern ring. Superwoman, who's an Amazon named Lois Lane, not Lois Lane. Sea King, who is the Aquaman of Earth 3, which is kind of funny because in the Lego Batman, in the Lego Supervillains game, they make it out like he's a pirate, like he has a pirate accent. It's
Nice.
it's the funniest thing in the world, bro. Johnny
Oh,
Quick, who's
boy.
the Flash, and Atomica, and then throughout the new 52, there was this mysterious character that was lurking in the background, but it turns out it's Alfred from Earth 3.
Like a good guy, Alfred?
Bad guy.
Oh,
Because
really?
remember, Owlman is the Earth 3 Batman, and Owlman is actually Thomas Wayne Jr. In other words, on Earth 3, Thomas Wayne had 2 kids, and then the whole idea was Thomas Wayne Jr., the kid, and Alfred brought them into the alley so they could kill them.
Whoa.
So Thomas Wayne
It's kinda
Jr.
dark.
kills Bruce, Thomas, and Martha.
That is kind of dark.
It's Earth 3. What do you expect? So, yeah, that iteration. So you have Trinity War, and that's where you get into the whole Forever Evil storyline where Bruce Wayne has to team up with Lex Luthor and the Injustice League, made up of all bad guys because all the superheroes are stuck in Firestorm.
Oh, okay, Matrix.
Yeah, and then eventually they break out, and then this leads almost immediately into Darkseid War, which we've gone over that story. It's amazing.
Boy.
And then you get to the final days of Superman storyline where, so it was a combination of things that ended up killing the new 52 Superman. Number one, it was exposure to the apocalyptic fire pits, which we talked about in Darkseid War. It was the whole, it was the things that turned him black and white.
Oh, yeah.
And then there was this period where Vandal Savage stole his powers, and then he had to jump into a tank of kryptonite in order to power up. Obviously, that didn't turn out so well. And then he fought this being called Hell. It's H''EL.
Yeah.
A Kryptonian, not like completely screwed him up. So he dies.
Like what does the Death Superman look like? Was it a cool, like, reminiscent of the original, or?
It wasn't fighting Doomsday. He was just slowly deteriorating, and then he went around saying goodbye to everyone. And then it turns out there was this being claiming to be Superman, but it was actually someone who's like was going crazy. So what happens is Superman is our Superman, the new 52 Superman, is fighting this anti-Superman, let's say, and then the pre-crisis Superman shows up.
Ooh.
So it turns out Superman and Lois Lane with Jonathan Kent the baby, when they escape from Crisis on Infinite Earths. Actually, I think was it Crisis on Infinite Earths? Yeah, it was Crisis on Infinite Earths. Showed up in this Earth.
Really?
So in other words, they've been in the new 52 universe this whole time.
Like
what happens is, and when he first shows up, he's in the black suit, bro.
Really?
And then he eventually transitions into the blue and red suit that we all know and love. And then he takes the new 52 Superman's place on the Justice League. And then he has to gain their trust, which I think is pretty cool. And then you had a storyline where the children of the Justice League came back in time because the future is screwed up. There's this dark entity that corrupts everyone. And then so it had destroyed everyone, and then they can trace it back to our time. So So the kids go back in time, but they're being hunted by cyborg Aquaman.
Ooh, I like
So
that.
Arthur Curry's the bad guy in this. So anyway, and then by the way, on the League, okay, so I should bring something up. In the Rebirth League, you have Superman,
we're in
Batman,
Rebirth.
Wonder Woman, Mera instead of Aquaman because he's dealing with Atlantis stuff. Barry Allen, Jessica Cruz, and Simon Baz. So you have 2 Lanterns.
Oh, nice.
And then this is also where eventually in the Rebirth era, Batman leaves and forms his own Justice League of America, which is made up of Lobo, Frost, who was actually Killer Frost turned good, Lobo, and I'm trying to remember who else. Oh yeah, Vixen, and I can't remember who else. But anyway,
was Black Cat on the team? I mean, not Black Cat, Catwoman.
No,
No.
I don't think so. But anyway, so what's it? Oh yeah. So and then you get the storyline Superman Reborn. Now I'm talking about the storyline because this is where, like, I would say the new 52 timeline ends because so it's the whole idea about how Mxyzptlk is screwing around with everything, but it turns out when the new 52 Superman died, he just went to another dimension. He didn't actually die.
Oh.
So it's revealed at the end of the story that actually the new 52 Superman and Lois Lane and the new ones are actually 2 halves of the same person that were that were separated, that were always supposed to be one. So they merge, and that's where you get like the current timeline.
That's kind of weird.
They used it to kind of retcon like everything, like they basically retconned out the Superman Wonder Woman relationship until Infinite Frontier when they said everything matters.
Yeah.
So I'm like, thank you, I'll take it. It's confusing as hell, but I'll take it. How can everything matter?
Yeah. Oh man.
But anyway, so I say that because that basically establishes a new timeline that plays out. I mean, you also, let's see, what else? Oh, also in the Rebirth era, pre-Superman Reborn, you had the Justice League versus Suicide Squad story where they have to team up to fight Eclipso.
Who is Eclipso again?
He's the guy that's in the Purple Diamond. He had a JL episode, I think.
I forget now.
Basically, he's a magic bad guy where if you look at him, if you get exposed to his energy, he controls you. So Batman has to team up with the Suicide Squad because the Justice League is converted.
Ooh.
So anyway, that's kind of okay. So then you get to not a lot of stuff happens really. Oh yeah. Then you get Dark Knight's Metal. It changes a lot. This is where you have the return of the Hall of Justice. Gathering around the greatest heroes of all time in this great Hall of Justice.
Oh man, what? Put the Wonder Twins on the Justice League, or I even just put them back in the comics, please. Bring the Wonder Twins
They
back.
have their own comics.
They do.
Go to DCU and look up Wonder Twins. They're in there.
Modern.
Yeah, modern.
Really?
So I'm going to explain this. So Brian Michael Bendis, as part of his time at DC before he screwed up Superman, he created his own imprint called Wonder Comics. And actually, lad, this might be up your alley because he uses all the young heroes like Young Justice, Teen Titans, and everything. It's designed to be stories for like a younger audience.
Me.
Now, I'm not. I don't mean that as an insult. It's just Line. I've had this conversation, and he's not exactly a big fan of the like dark ass storylines that I talk about.
Yeah, like Superman beating the crap out of people and murdering everyone, and when he turns evil, or just like super gothic and dark storylines.
Yeah, one of the storylines on there is the Wonder Twins.
Ooh, me likey.
You should start back up with your DC Universe subscription.
I mean, if they have the Wonder Twin comics, I may have to do that.
They have Super Friends comics. And Batman 1966 comics, bro.
Dude, I'm there. I gotta get that.
You can read the comic where Superman pulled the solar system with a big chain.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he did that.
In the Super Friends or
No,
no,
in his
regular
actual
comics.
comics.
In the actual comic book, he did that.
This is back in the Silver Age where they didn't care what they were doing. They didn't care if anything was physically possible.
There was a lot of weird stuff back in the day.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of weird stuff. So after Metal, Scott Snyder takes over Justice League and he establishes a new lineup. And this is the lineup from the cartoon, bro. Like legit. It's Hawkgirl, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, except it's Barry Allen instead of Wally West, Martian Manhunter, and John Stewart.
Ooh,
it is the League.
That's modern now? That's the most recent one?
No, it's not. I'm just saying that was the lineup before Death Metal.
I see.
Because what happened is this league went on adventures. They went to space. And then they learned about a being called Perpetua from the Batman Who Laughs. And turns out that's who was pulling the strings of everyone.
I see.
So here's the story. Perpetua was sealed in the Source Wall because she was supposed to be overseeing the creation of the multiverse. She wasn't doing her job. So her sons, the Anti-Monitor and the Monitor, sealed her in the Source Wall.
Wow, that's really rude.
In the Source Wall, she was sentient and she corrupted the Anti-Monitor. And that's where we get Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Okay, so they made a little backstory lore for the good old...
Which I like. Story. I'm like, oh, okay, that's actually pretty cool. She was the puppet master the entire time.
Yeah, that's kind of trippy.
She's the one who creates multiverses. That's how powerful this being is.
That's pretty dangerous.
So anyway, so what happens is as the League are away, the Batman Who Laughs is recruiting the Injustice League to take over the world. And they succeed in doing that. So the League come back to Earth and then it's like all the alarms are going off. They're like, what the hell is going on? So they split up. And then in the comic, they say that was the one mistake. They split up because they're fighting Batman and they split up.
They split up.
What I mean by that is that there was an invasion by the Dark Multiverse Batman.
Ooh.
Like there's so many different Dark Multiverse Batman. And then, which eventually, but I'm not sick or anything. I just have a sore throat. And I'm over here recording a podcast. So anyway, so they split up and then one by one they're picked off. Batman is killed.
Ooh, and then what? You can't kill Batman.
Wait a second, I'm getting to it. He's kept alive by a Black Lantern ring.
Oh.
That's why in Death Metal he has a Black Lantern ring.
That's doesn't that possess him though?
No, because it's Batman.
He's Batman. He's already so dark.
Well, Necron is dead. So Necron was killed in Blackest Night.
He's killed. Like every single character is killed at one point.
Let me put it this way: he hasn't returned yet.
Okay, I'll take that.
So right now he's dead. So anyway, and this is where you get into Death Metal because the Perpetua had infused the Batman Who Laughs. Actually, she had infused Lex Luthor with powers first. In fact, Lex Luthor absorbed Martian Manhunter.
Oh.
But anyway, so Perpetua gave the Batman Who Laughs God powers, and then he reshaped the Earth's continents to be like a giant bat.
I mean, I would do that too. I mean,
yeah, I'm like, yeah, okay. And this is where you get Death Metal, where Wonder Woman has to recruit everyone. Once I get all the issues, we'll do that storyline.
Yep. You're almost done with your collection, right?
Almost done. I just need I think 5 or so comics or something like that. I'm almost there.
You're almost there.
This series was so long. That's why it's taking me forever to get these issues.
And you have like all the single issues, right?
No, I'm only missing one of those.
Well, I mean, you're collecting them in single issues.
Yeah, I'm collecting me in single issues, and then when the trades come out, I'll get those as well.
You must have really liked that storyline.
Oh yeah, I loved all of the metal stuff, all the Dark Multiverse stuff. That's great. Yeah. I still have to buy my next target is the Tales of the Dark Multiverse hardbacks.
Hardbacks, the Tales of the Dark Multiverse. I see.
So anyway, all right. So now we're getting to the Modern League. Now, let me pull up the lineup for the Justice League as it exists now. And this is Brian Michael Bendis writing Justice League. Actually, let me see if it'll have a picture here, like a lineup of the team right now.
Yeah.
Trying to see on the Wikipedia pages if it has it. All right, so line up. Hang on. Oh, apparently Lad left the podcast. Hang on one second. I will re-invite him. So anyway, while he does that, I will pull up this Bendis thing. I have to pull up the actual lineup. Let me see here. Trying to get the actual lineup. Hang on. The roster. And then we will get right back to you. Okay, I got it. Lad will be joining us momentarily. I think his phone probably died or something like that. Anyway, while we wait for Lad. So yeah, we're going to do the Hulk episode next week because I have a guest, a buddy of mine is coming on, and we're going to talk about that movie. And then we're going to get back into the normal routine of having like DC one week, Marvel another week, and all that. Let me just check my Facebook to see if I think his phone probably died. And then we'll be doing a lot of good stuff, particularly in the summertime. Let me see here. So anyway, we're going to try and get and return to the normal schedule where like we do two Marvel, 2 DC and all that stuff. And then we'll be keeping you all appraised of the Snyder Cut news, like if they release like information saying they're going to do the rest of the rest of the Snyderverse, which they definitely should do. So anyway, I'm waiting for Lad to get back on, and then we can get back to talking about the Justice League publication history. Okay, so anyway. So now, but by the way, for those of you that don't know, we do have a YouTube channel. It's called Comics League Network. You can find it on obviously on YouTube. And then make sure to be checking there regularly in the summer because we're going to have a lot of summer projects going. Like Lad's going to do a show on the Bionicle series, movies, toys, and all that stuff. We're going to be keeping you all appraised of the Bad Batch series for Star Wars. And then we are going to do Falcon Winter Soldier. It's just we're waiting until Lad catches up. And we're also waiting until the show ends so I can do a big retrospective. Because I just feel like that's easier. We can just go episode by episode and just go through them. And so anyway. All right, so if Lad's not going to hop on. So the current league lineup that we have right now is made up of okay, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, obviously. It's always going to be Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. Okay, there you are. All right, Lad's back.
I'm alive.
What happened? Did your phone die?
No. What happened was like we're talking, and then all of a sudden a portal opened up, an alternate reality time travel version of me showed up, and we just got into a whole big fight, and my phone got knocked over, so you didn't see any of it, and it crashed, and I defeated him, and it wasn't the battery. Not this time.
All right, great. So anyway, so while you were away, I was keeping our fans appraised of what we're doing in the summer. Like Lad's going to do a Bionicle series. So, and we're going to do one, talk about Avatar, The Last Airbender, the series. This is all going to be Lad's led episodes.
Oh, wait a
So-
second.
I'm a little concerned, but I'm also excited.
I can handle myself. I'm so responsible. I would never mess up the podcast or not have my phone charged for some reason.
Well, here's the thing. Lad knows about as much as Bionicle as I know of DC.
He's right.
So,
Pretty
think
pretty
we're
well
gonna be-
versed.
I think we're going to be pretty good. So
Gonna be
anyway,
a good hand.
the current lineup of the Justice League is obviously the Trinity. I was saying it's always good. There's always going to be the Trinity. They're given Aquaman, Hawkgirl, Hippolyta.
Oh.
Because remember, at the end of Death Metal, Wonder Woman is air quotes dead.
Right.
She took her daughter's place right now, and then when Wonder Woman comes back to life, I use air quotes because she's not really dead.
Yeah.
She ends up in Valhalla. We'll explain that
Nice.
later when I read that story.
Mhm.
All right. Anyway, so you have Aquaman. So you have Black Adam,
Nice.
Green Arrow, Black Canary. I think Green Arrow is the leader.
Green Arrow's the
Well,
leader.
Yeah, I mentioned Hawkgirl, and then the author's original character Naomi.
Naomi.
I know nothing about Naomi. Her comics are on DCU, so you can check those out. But anyway, it's a pretty unconventional lineup. I'm wondering what's going to happen when Wonder Woman returns.
They'll be like, "Oh, we thought you died, and we didn't come looking for you."
Yeah, I'm sharing a quick thing real quick. Lad, do me a favor. Who do these look like? Who do these look like?
The Wonder Twins.
Yeah, told you.
Hey, what are they doing there?
They were in his Legion of Superheroes because he did. First off, here's why I don't like Bendis. He is the reason why Superman revealed his secret identity.
You don't like that?
Because you just put a target on everyone closely associated with Clark Kent.
I guess.
What are you doing? All the villain has to do is blow up the Daily Planet. And then he kills Jimmy, he kills Lois Lane. And as we've known from
Kills
Injustice,
Lewis Lane too.
that's on Earth 11. As we know, killing Lois Lane does not turn out well.
No.
You end up with a hole in your heart.
Oh man,
Yeah, I was trying to make a little joke with that one.
that got dark.
But anyway,
Wait a second.
Yeah, that's-
So he reveals his identity.
I know, right? Isn't that stupid?
Does anything bad happen? Are there any consequences of that, or
Nothing yet,
Not
but I
really.
think there should be because just undo that. Jeez.
what is the modern? What is the like right now? Comics being released, post Dark Multiverse. What is the That's something we need to discuss. What is the continuity post Dark Multiverse? What are the characters doing? What are their stories? What are the backstories? What's going on?
Yeah, well, it's complicated. For one thing, everything matters.
I see.
So let me explain what happened with Wonder Woman. So at the end of Death Metal, so she defeats the Batman Who Laughs, and then she actually comes face to face with a hand. And by hand, I mean the beings who created the multiverse.
Are they actually look like hands though? We keep discussing this. I keep forgetting.
They don't necessarily have a specific form, but so the hand that she interacts with says, "Let me take a form that I think you'll be most comfortable with," and it assumes the form. It's the hand from Smash Bros.
That's what when you say hand, that's what I'm thinking, honestly.
Wait. It takes the form of the Golden Age Wonder Woman, and he says, "Hey, you need to ascend. You need to come with us and be part of this council." So Wonder Woman
Nice.
goes throughout goes throughout Earth and pervades the new status quo. I'm pulling up the comic real quick.
We grant you the
Rank of Master.
you're on this council. We not grant you the rank of hand.
This comic.
Oh, nice. Okay, so that's like her current comic then.
No, this her current comic is she's in Valhalla.
Oh, okay.
I'll explain, and she has no memory of how she got there. All right.
It's weird space
So
stuff.
they brought back in Grifter from Wildstorm, which is this guy.
Cool look.
So Barbara Gordon is staying as Oracle. And then Black Adam becomes a good guy. He's on the League.
Nice.
Apparently Bane is dead.
No.
Yeah. Let me see what else. I'm going through it. Okay, so Nubia takes over as the queen of the Amazons while Hippolyta travels to the world, and Nubia is basically Black Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Yara Flor arrives in America. That's Yara.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, she's gonna be Wonder Girl, so that's why she's important.
Okay, she's still around then and doing things. I wasn't sure if she's still relevant.
She's still around. Alan Scott comes out as gay before his kids, which I'm like, okay.
When did that happen?
In this comic.
Is this the first post Dark Multiverse?
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. Currently, Superboy Jonathan Kent is basically guarding Metropolis.
Superboy.
Except in his future, he's kind of gonna be a dictator, kind of.
What? He's gonna be evil?
Well, because in the Future State book, it was established that he bottles up Metropolis to protect it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anyway, and then let's see. Red Arrow goes on a road trip. Let me see what else. I'm looking through here right now. Oh yeah, Wally West becomes the main Flash.
Oh, nice. Good for him.
Because Barry Allen is going to go hang out. Because after Death Metal, the heroes and villains team up to form this special group that's going to watch over the multiverse in case any bad stuff happens again.
Why are the villains teaming up also?
Because if it happens again, they're going to get screwed over too.
Can they just arrest the villains now if they know what they're doing? And,
Yeah. So Talia al Ghul is on this specific team.
I see.
The Lanterns are crash landed on the planet. And then, oh, check it out! It's the Black Superman.
Wait, so is he now in continuity again, or?
Well, he was always in continuity. He's the leader of the Multiversal Justice League.
Oh, right, that's right.
So yeah, Wally West becomes the main Flash, and then Wonder Woman takes her costume. It's just super Viking, and it looks freaking dope.
That's sick.
And then she leaves, and that's the whole thing about how everyone matters, everything matters. Everyone remembers their life. By the way, Aquaman now has tattoos to further look like Jason Momoa.
Yeah. He's gonna start getting darker and darker, and eventually he's gonna look like Jason Momoa. Exactly.
Eventually, they might as well just draw Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
And then it turns out it's a good thing Wonder Woman left, because the council that she was supposed to be on is killed by True Form Darkseid.
How did it look again? Let me see. That is kind of scary looking. Has he ever become True Form before, or has it just been talked about?
I'm not aware, but I think he has become True Form.
I see.
Anyway, that's the continuity kind of right now. It's kind of hard to explain when the tagline is everything matters.
Yeah. Everyone is here.
Yeah.
It's kind of what you're sounding like.
Yeah. So anyway, lad, any questions?
No, that's pretty cool. Pretty. It seems like that's where people are at. I guess like that. And the league is around. So I guess by making everything matter, is it kind of like everyone's backstory is kind of like a combination of all the different versions of their character,
I guess.
and without like specifically tying it down to one thing, so they can call on maybe different, past storylines if they want to, without basically just keeping it a bit more vague. Like, the general premise of a lot of these characters, of Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and other heroes, and their backstories, like a little bit of thing, from the history.
Yeah, basically, it was DC's way of stopping all the arguments among fans on what's canon and what's not. DC's just like, it's all canon.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of easier, especially with so many like continuity change ups. It's a little easier.
I like it because now the new 52 is back to being canon, and I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm like, see, this is what I think they should have been doing.
Yeah.
I mean, just say it doesn't matter what's canon right now. If you, the writers can just draw for whatever they want. I mean, here's the thing. Here's why it's a little confusing. There are some contradictions in some character storylines.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, how is, I don't know, like Superman, which version of Superman is he? It's kind of like his backstory, a little bit of everything, just the general.
Well, here's the thing. This is the normal Superman. It's not like it's the new 52 or the pre-new 52, because remember, they merged when Superman Reborn.
I see. So how does that work though? Because they both had different lives, didn't they?
Because what happened, and this is why I say it's the end of the new 52 era, because when they merge, it also creates a new timeline.
Really?
It basically eliminates everything new 52 and keeps the pre-new 52 stuff.
I see.
That's pretty much how that happens. But I mean, you see, I liked the storyline of Superman Reborn a lot, even though because I enjoyed the new 52 Superman a lot. But I was like, I could see why some people be upset by things.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, oh, okay, I like it. All right.
Yeah.
So that is basically the Justice League. And that's, I know I sped through it, but that's just so we can get to more conversations. And trust me, we'll be returning to this in later episodes because Snyder. Because we have to talk about more of the Justice League stuff. This is just keeping it on theme, and if there's anything that I didn't mention, go ahead and drop it in the comments. Engage on the YouTube channel. It's Comics League Network on YouTube. It has the same channel art as the one we have now. So, all right. And anything else you want to say, lad?
Nope. Yeah, I think we covered JL pretty well. Versed me up a bit more on some of the knowledge gaps I had on the Justice League. Yeah, so it looks pretty cool. Maybe we should cover the JSA. Not just, maybe we can do like in the future we can do a video where we cover the different teams in the DC universe, and maybe we'll have another point, but just like some of the big teams, like JL, JLA, Justice League of America,
Young Justice. That's a good idea.
Yeah,
that actually is a really good idea. I didn't think about that.
We can cover the villain leagues also. Like Injustice, Legion of Doom,
and we
JL
should do
Dark.
Another. We should do another team drafting like we did a little while back, except for the Suicide Squad. Like we take all the villains.
Yeah, that could be kind of cool.
All right. Hope you guys enjoyed that episode of basically us talking about the. By the way, fun fact. So the team name that they originally came up with in the new 52 era, because the president's like, what do you all call yourselves? And Flash goes, the Super 7. And then everyone's like, what? And then and the Flash is like, don't worry, we can always change it later. And then the name Justice League is from a book written by someone named David Graves.
Nice.
That's explained in Justice League Volume 2, the Villain's Journey, which I covered in the channel. By the way, Lad, I know we were having a discussion last episode about if we covered Superman Year One by Frank Miller. I did.
I see. Okay.
You weren't on that episode.
I see.
That was the one where I also covered the Russian superhero movie Guardians.
Oh, right. Now I remember that one. Yeah,
Which I have to show you because I think you would actually find that pretty cool.
Looks pretty. Sounds good.
Alrighty. And then remember, I brought up what we're going to do on the YouTube channel. So be on the lookout for that. Like, comments, subscribe, whatever YouTubers are supposed to say nowadays. We will see you around. All right, everyone, stay heroic. Bye-bye.
Have a good one.